Ducati have come out with two new variants of the Diavel and the Multistrada, and wow, they are looking pretty good. Let's get into this. So first of all, Ducati, they've released this brand new Diavel. I'm looking at it right now here. The 180 brake horsepower Diavel with the V4 engine, and that was in the Panigale. The RS, the muscle cruiser. It's got a 0 to 62 here, it says, in 2.5 seconds. 2.5 seconds, pretty good. You should go and check out these images. Really nice. And it's, in terms of styling, not a great deal of difference for the Panigale, for the Panigale engined Diavel. Not in terms of styling, exactly the same. But what I will say about this bike, it looks good. It's obviously got the performance, it's got the handling and everything from this big muscle cruiser. Pretty much, being right at the top of the game now. In terms of muscle cruisers, it's saying, like the rest of the Ducati V4 range, the RS comes packed to the brim with rider aids, cornering ABS, traction control, wheelie control, 3 selectable power modes, 2 full power maps, 1 reduced output 112 brake horsepower for low traction riding conditions, basically rain, right? 4 riding modes. You got sport, touring, wet, and for the first time in Diavel, race. You got race mode. It's interesting. So, I mean, it's got lots. It's got TFT screens. It's got all the different modes. And they're saying it's lighter and sharper. It's saved over 3 kilograms. So I'm reading from an article right here. And this is all on the Ducati website. So go on the Ducati website. You have all this info as well for the RS of the Diavel and also the Multistrada. Suspension is with fully adjustable Öhlins units, 48mm Nix 30 and AX 30 front fork, and STX 46 shock at the rear. Lots of other things here. Lots of braking supplied by a pair of 330mm discs, Brembo Stylema monoblock calipers at the front. And it's a 265mm disc at the rear, Brembo floating caliper there as well. I mean, it looks the business. I've got to say the close-up picture is absolutely fantastic. And it's got changes in service intervals as well. Valve clearance check stretched to 30,000 kilometers, 18,600 miles, which is, excellent, really good. I mean, look. The problem with Ducati here, and I'm just going to quickly go to the website because I don't want to make sure. I want to make sure that I've got my figures correct here. The problem is that they already sell these bikes in the standard range, and they've got various variants of the same bike. So let's just look at the Diavel, for example. First of all, they've got the V4, just the V4 Diavel, which is the bulk standard, that comes in at £23,995, right? The V4 RS, I should say, comes in at £34,395. That's £10,000 more. Yeah, and then they got a special edition one here for Bentley, which is a £58,000 one. Okay, it is what it is. Forget about that one. But this V4 RS is, packs a punch. It's great stuff. It's 3 kilos lighter. It's the torque is down actually from the standard. The standard is 126 newton meters. This is 120 newton meters. However, the HP, the horsepower out of it, is 182 horsepower, where the standard is 168. So they've given it a good old pack. They're packing a punch there. Look at the Multistrada. It's very similar kind of specs here. Still the V4 powered option here. Obviously the Multistrada comes in a V2, a V2S, but also comes in the V4. So the V4, the standard one, is 17,695. The V4S, 21,495. The V4 Rally, 24,195. The V4 Pikes Peak is 27,795. I kind of like that bike, I've got to say. But the V4 RS, right, is £34,095. So let's just compare this one, the V4 RS, to the standard one, right? Because I suppose that's going to be the biggest difference here. So the V4 RS is 225 kilos. The Multistrada, the V4, is 229. So you've saved 4 kilos there, right? The standard is 170 horsepower, whereas this is 180 horsepower. Newton meters torque on the V4 RS is 118 Newton meters, where the torque on the V4 is 124 Newton meters, right? But a big difference again. So we're talking there, is that, let's have a look there, 17 to 34. Is my maths correct? Is that in the region of about £17,000 more from the standard V4 Multistrada to the V4 RS? You've really got to like the differences here to want to pay £17,000 more. I would say, don't get me wrong. Look, Ducati have done a fantastic job here in terms of giving these bikes lots of power, lots of fun. They ride great. I've ridden certainly the Ducatis, the Multistrada, and the Diavel went on once, so I can't really give it too much credence. But since I got the V4 here, getting lots of praise, right? Lots of praise, all from all quarters. Fantastic bikes, but you gotta ask yourself, wow. I mean, if I watch my other videos, I suppose I'm talking, I would criticize, be critical, critically analyze, other manufacturers, let's say Harley Davidson. I question their price points and everything like that. Well, then you look at Ducati and then you wonder, well, crikey, these bikes are expensive too, right? These bikes are expensive too. Not for the faint-hearted. I think, as the base model, not so bad. Still expensive, but not so bad. But Ducati have always been an expensive brand. But when you get up into this kind of realm, you kind of think, wow, that's a lot of money. In this day and age, in this economy, I was speaking to somebody the other day and we were talking about this very thing, about what people are prepared to buy or prepared to spend their money on. And people are still reluctant to put that money towards things that they don't actually need. And I'm talking about big money, well, especially. So I'll be very interested to see how many of these are sold. How many of these Multistradas, V4 RS, and the Diavel V4 RS are sold. Nearly £35,000, about £34,000, let's say, for each. Significantly more expensive than the base model, which you would expect anyway. Granted, because those are base models, but those base models aren't just crappy bikes, right? You're still getting a hell of a lot on those bikes. You're still getting a tremendous amount. The V4 is still a great bike. Let's just have a look at the V4S, which is the difference. Yeah, so the V4S is 124 Newton meters. Actually, the V4S is 231 kilos, and this is 225. So, quite a little bit heavier, actually, the V4S. But the V4 RS is a little bit lighter. It's got less torque, but more horsepower. So it's a faster bike. It's a much faster bike. Handles a lot better, and that's for the Diavel and also for the Diavel. It looks great. I've got to say, it looks great. It's go to the Ducati website, Ducati.com. Have a look at them, and obviously, if you're interested in them, go check them out and go see if you can ride them and everything. If you're a Multistrada convert anyway, or fan, you're going to be interested in this, right? If you're a Diavel fan, you're going to be interested in this. It's whether you're willing to spend that much money on something like that. Now, some people will, of course they will. Others will be like, nah, no thank you. But Ducati have got another problem, right? You probably heard this already. Ducati have just done a massive 10,000 motorcycle recall in the United States for the Panigale V4 and the Street Fighter motorcycles, and they're all reporting it's the rear wheel shaft axle could lose its structural integrity and break. So it could happen while riding, and they can increase the risk of crash and injury. That's usually a standard thing, right? So it's pretty much the rear axle basically the shaft. And there's obviously going to be a recall. I would assume they're going to, swap that out or do something like that. But, it's a whole list of here. It's you've got the 2020-21 Panigale V4 SL. You got 2019 to 2024 Panigale V4R, 2018-24 V4S, 2018-2019 Panigale V4S, the 23-25 Street Fighter, 2018-24 Panigale V4, and 2020-2022 Ducati Street Fighter V4. You would hope that these issues have got nothing to do with the Diavel and the Multistrada, which I've just mentioned, but they carry the same engine. So, yeah, I don't know. Are we talking about too much power being sent to the back wheel and that just can't take it? Hey, I mean, you wouldn't have thought so. You wouldn't have thought there would be the power issue that's causing it, but it's obviously a problem there. So Ducati have got their issues as well, not least in the United States. And obviously, if you're one of those owners of that bike, then I would suggest get in touch with your Ducati dealership, wherever you are in the world, whether it's in the United States or whatever, because probably if that's happening in the United States, then that's going to filter out the rest of the world. You may have already been contacted by this, or you're just in the process of being contacted. So I wouldn't be surprised in the coming couple of weeks or whatever you get to hear about this as well. They're actually saying here that the notifications to the dealer has already gone out on the 11th of September and the 18th of September, which is pretty much tomorrow at the time of this recording. But and then owners will be notified between the 25th of September and the 2nd of October. So, yeah, in the next week or so, you're going to be hearing a lot more about this. But listen, Ducati, some negativity, obviously, with the recall. Always negativity, I suppose, in that regard. But, it's a positive in the sense that, they're going to fix it, right? They're going to recall it and fix it. So you shouldn't have a major problem. But in terms of these two new bikes, or two variants of their bikes, yeah, look, they've come out punching. The bell has rung, ding, ding, and they're saying, look, here we go, this is what we got, what you got. And, it's, they pack a punch, no doubt about it. But you're going to pay a pretty penny for it. That's the thing. You're going to pay a pretty penny for it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, keep on watching the videos. And as all I say, go check out the website, Ducati.com. Check out the images on that and see if you like it or not. Catch you again. Bye now.